In 1963, Pontiac built an engine so dangerous that General Motors tried to kill it. It was so powerful that NASCAR could not contain it, and so secret that even Pontiac's own engineers risked their jobs to keep it alive. This was not just another V8. This was the 421 Super Duty, an engine that defied Detroit and nearly started a war. At a time when the American horsepower battles were at full throttle, Pontiac unleashed a weapon that nobody saw coming. By 1961, Pontiac found itself in trouble on the drag strips. Chevrolet, Ford, and Dodge had engines displacing over 400 cubic inches, while Pontiac's largest was the 389. Capable, yes, but outgunned. The engineers needed something bigger, bolder, and faster. They bored out the 389, fitted forged aluminum pistons, dual 4-barrel carburetors, and created a forged steel crankshaft strong enough to handle racing punishment. The result was the 421 Super Duty. It was first offered as a dealer-installed option for racers, not everyday drivers. When Hayden Profits drove a Pontiac equipped with the 421 to victory at the Pomona Valley Timing Association's Top Stock Championship, people began to whisper, Pontiac had something special. Soon after, Joe Weatherly dominated NASCAR with 9 wins and 39 top 5 finishes. Fireball Roberts stormed Daytona. Ford sent spies to Pontiac's proving grounds, desperate to learn the secrets. Pontiac's engineers laughed as they tested the engines at midnight, disguising parts as truck components. The 421 was not just winning races, it was rewriting the rules. Malcolm McKellar, one of Pontiac's lead engineers, recalled how they would run tests at midnight to avoid corporate eyes. They drilled holes through the Catalina's frame to save weight, a trick so extreme that racers joked you could light a cigarette through the floorboards. Smokey Yunick, a notorious NASCAR mechanic, swapped Super Duty parts into Chevelles and laughed when GM threatened him with a blacklist. Pontiac's engineers were building not just an engine, but a legend whispered about in racing circles. Then, in January of 1963, the hammer fell. General Motors issued a memo. No more factory racing. No more Super Duty. They claimed it was for safety, but insiders whispered of jealousy. Chevrolet executives furious that Pontiac was stealing the spotlight. Factories were raided. Blueprints were burned. Engineers were warned that if they violated the new rules, they would lose their jobs. Overnight, the most feared engine on the track was gone. But legends never die. The knowledge gained from the 421 lived on, quietly folded into the 1964 Pontiac GTO, often called the first true muscle car. The GTO carried the DNA of the Super Duty. Cam profiles, ported heads, a mindset built for victory. Hidden in a street-legal package, Pontiac's reputation as a performance powerhouse only grew, with the Firebird and Trans Am following in its tire tracks. Fewer than 179 Super Duty engines are known to survive today. In 2019, a barn in Ohio collapsed, revealing a Catalina with a Super Duty VIN and a block stamped, property of GM. Destroy. Was it a factory sleeper or a racer's secret project? The questions remain unanswered. The 421 Super Duty was more than an engine. It was rebellion cast in iron and aluminum. It was history with a heartbeat. And history, as racers know, has a way of repeating itself.